Hey, welcome. So this is going to be my full tutorial on building a Shopify store. Not only building it in the sense of the technical setup, but as well as actually getting sales, right? Finding products. Now you may have products, so you can already, so you can just skip that part and actually run YouTube ads and Facebook ads the way I do it. And yeah, I'm going to show you how to set up a store using Shopify. Now, if you want, there is a link in the description to get a 14 days free trial. All right, so you might want to do that and kind of set it up at the same time as I am showing you how to do it in the course. And then we're also going to show you how to bring in sales, right? So this is a brand new store we just opened. I think it's about a month old, and we've already made about 500,000 sales. So we're getting there. All right, we're building it up, and hopefully I'll be able to document that on my channel. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. This is going to be, of course, a summarized class, right? Summarized course tutorial. But again, I don't want to drag it on for hours, and I suspect you will appreciate that too if it's just the important bits of information that you follow in real time. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in just a second. Alright, so I'm introducing in this video the business model that we're going to be following and trying to shoot for. So this is not an obligation. You have the freedom to do whatever you want with your Shopify store, obviously. But if you don't know how to do it, if you've never brought a Shopify store to success, you don't want to be going at it alone and trying to eyeball it or whatever. This is going to be a business model that works for every niche, every type of product. It's easy to set up. Well, it's not that easy to set up, but you're going to be creating an entire e-commerce store here, right? You should expect a certain amount of work, but it's pretty simple to follow, and really it works. So it just works so well. I wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work so well. I'd be doing something else. So the business model is as follow. It's a long-term profit business model. So the first thing is we're going to run some ads on Facebook, but you can also run ads on YouTube AdWords. So you actually get to run whatever you want. It's very simple. All right, it's very simple. I'm going to show you how to set up ads, target ads, optimize ads, scale ads, analyze results from ads, find audiences. It's all going to be covered, which is A+ perfect. Now, secondly, we're going to get sales of a free plus shipping offer. So we're going to find an offer on AliExpress that is very low. It's priced very low, like I don't know, 50 cents, $1, $2, $3 product, and we're going to give it away for free. But we're going to charge also, of course, for shipping. So we're going to use that angle. We're going to promote the product as being free. All they have to pay is a small fee for shipping, and it works really well. Conversions go really up. And what we can do is we can also make a profit on these sales, right? We buy the product for $2, we sell it for free, but we ask like $5 for shipping. We get free shipping when sending it to them. On AliExpress, it's usually free shipping. So we still make profits, right? Even though we sell the product for free. So that's genius. But we'll see that later down the course. Now we're going to get email leads, not just leads actually, but customers. And those are very valuable. All right, so that's what we're actually trying to get. We can still make a bit of profit with sales, but we're going to be getting email leads. Now, upsell and profit. This is where we're going to be following up with these email leads, sending them upsell. So we're going to find products that are related to what they purchased, and we're going to get products that are also high price point, and we're going to sell to them by email later on. So we're going to mail to them and get some sales that way. Now, number 5 is we're going to optimize and scale the ads, and we're going to use our profits to scale the ads to put more money in advertising. It really goes around, and it's just awesome. Okay, so in this video we're going to focus on finding best-selling products, or products that will become your best selling products. Alright, so they may not be selling well on the drop shipping platform you'll be using, but what you want to do is you want to be able to crank out the sales for them. So we're going to be mostly thinking in terms of fan bases when selling products. For example, you do know, I'm pretty sure you can think of from the top of your head of a couple TV shows that have a very large audience, and that you could find products related to these shows pretty easily. For example, I got inspiration from this guy, Alex Becker. What he does is basically, well, he has multiple businesses, but one of his businesses is teaching about Shopify. I'm not sure he does much Shopify himself, but he teaches about Shopify, and that's how he makes his money. And what you do know, I that's what I suggest doing. By the way, I suggest going ahead and watching his videos, because this guy pretty smart. He knows what he's doing, and he has he has a lot of different ideas about finding products. He even has on his website, alexbecker.org, he has a cheat sheet. I can't show it to you here. Well, I mean, I could, I guess, but I'm not gonna do it because it's his, and you should acquire it from his website. And he has a list of different products that have sold very well for him, and you can basically find them on AliExpress. So AliExpress is what I recommend for products that you'll be drop shipping. So what one of his advice, or one of the things he sold, is wolf related objects. And what he does is he's going to be targeting with his ads fans of Game of Thrones, fans of House Stark in Game of Thrones, and he notices that sells very well. So one of the things he sells is this wolf mug, basically. So he has also kind of like a course, tutorial of how he used this wolf mug to build an entire new Shopify business, right? So he went from $0 in sales to multiple hundreds of dollars in sales per day, selling mostly, or at least as an entry product, this wolf mug. So again, you need to be a bit creative about the products you're going to sell, but you should really select products only when you know what audience you'll be targeting. For example, you're going to tell me that you definitely want to be targeting Game of Thrones fans. That's fine. You could find wolf pendants or wolf necklaces related to Game of Thrones. Look at this one, for example. Now, I'm not going to tell you to go ahead and sell this one because I don't know about the legality of it, right? AliExpress is like a Chinese-based website. I don't think they care much about copyright, but you should definitely be careful about it. But look at this one here. It costs about 88 cents to acquire one of these and to ship it to your client. So the way you're going to be delivering these products, by the way, is you're going to be finding a product that's extremely cheap. So I would say anywhere from $1 to $2, and that's actually still pretty good quality for the price. So I think this would fit this description perfectly. But again, it's probably copyrighted logo. But anyways, if you've never seen Game of Thrones, you probably don't know what this is. But I'm gonna assume you have. Now, you're going to find a product that's $1 to $2, and what you're going to do is you're going to be offering free the product for free, and all they have to do is pay shipping. So we're going to be making ads telling people that they can acquire this product or any other product that you choose to sell for free, and what you're going to do is you're going to just charge them for shipping, and that way you're just basically going to make your money back on the sales of these products, and you're going to be acquiring leads and clients and reviews, all of that for free. And what you're going to do on the back end is you're going to be selling more expensive products to them. That's where you're going to be making your profit. So you're going to upsell them to more expensive products. Now, try to find also products that maybe seem a bit odd. For example, I'm gonna so that's one of the products that sold well from Alex Becker's cheat sheet, apparently, and I can definitely believe that. These are earrings, as you can see, a bit weird, and those are actually extremely inexpensive. And when people see that they're free, they're definitely gonna pick it up, right? That's where you get a lot of conversions, very cheap conversions. So again, finding popular products, all you have to do is really focus on the audience first that you'll be targeting. Alright, welcome back. So in this video we're going to talk about finding upsells for your Tripwire product. I call Tripwire product that product that's extremely cheap and that you're going to be giving away for free. Now you're going to be charging slightly more than what it actually costs to ship it in order to ship it. So you're actually going to be making your money back when people purchase the product, if you manage to run your ads at a cost that's low enough, which again, of course, I'm going to show you how to do too. So I'm here on the product page for one of my newest stores, and I'm just done importing all of the products that we're going to sell. So for every different category, like I'd like to be testing at least 4 different products, 4 different products at once, and all of these products are geared towards different categories of people, right? So I am trying these. Let me show you here. I am trying these earrings, and I'm going to be targeting. Oh boy! All right, and I'm going to be targeting cat lovers and people that that own cats, or that have liked pages related to cats. That's what I'm going to be targeting. I expect this to be a pretty wide audience, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. What I did do, however, is I found products that I could sell instantly to them, or upsell them to. Basically, when they're going to be buying one of these products, I'm going to ship it to them, and it's going to arrive pretty quickly. And what I'm going to do is I'm instantly going to place them in an email funnel, and they're going to get delivered a bunch of invitation to buy more expensive stuff. This is where I make my profit, by the way. And you need to find products that make sense. Like, I know that someone who buys this might not necessarily be a cat owner, but I'm going to be targeting cat owners, so they'll most likely be right from my targeting cat owners. So I'm going to be targeting them, and they're going to be buying this product just for paying for shipping. Now what I need to do is I need to find expensive products that they might be interested in if they're satisfied with the front end product, right? So if they get the order quickly, if the service is professional, they're more likely to buy from me, right? So what I'm going to be finding basically is cat related products that I could sell for $50+. So I found one. I'm not sure that it's actually going to sell for that much, but I'm going to try anyways. It's kind of, man, what the hell is that? Well, anyways, I mean, you can guess instinctively what it is, but I mean, go ahead and find, type in your same keywords. For example, wolf. We talked about this Game of Thrones fan targeting. If you're gonna go and type in, wolf, you could war art works well. So you can go ahead and type in wolf war art. Trying to find expensive stuff. Let's go with $30 minimum, so we could sell it for at least 50. You of course want above the price, right? So try to look at products first of that have been bought a few times, because you would like to to know that these people actually deliver the product, because again, it's AliExpress, you can't really expect too much here. And trying to find, I mean, you need to see if they look good, and you kind of just need to go off your guts also. For example, this one, I think this one would do pretty well. It's sick looking. It sells for $44 here. It's just kind of on the expensive side, but you can buff up the price, right? You could try price points. You want to at least make about $40 to $50 profits per unit sold. And again, as always, don't be a lazy mother trucker. Just try to find a few of them, because you're going to be testing them, right? Some are not going to sell and some are going to sell, but in order to make the difference between both, you need to be pitching more than one upsell. So try to find different products, so wall art, just art in general, sculptures, whatever. But you need to constitute yourself a pretty good catalog. People also buy from websites where they can see that there's a large inventory, a large variety of products, right? You need to make it seem like your website has life in it. So that's my advice for finding upsell products. Just do it. Welcome back. So we're going to be setting up the Shopify website now. So this is going to be the technical aspect that most people dread, but Shopify makes it much easier than you would expect. Actually, you don't need to code, you don't need to do anything, and yet for some people it's just gonna be too much, too much work. Well, that's tough shit because you actually have to do this. It's not something you can. I mean, you can outsource this, but why would you? It's better to do it yourself and to understand the way your Shopify store works than to give it to someone else and end up not being able to do a simple modification, right? That's being really lazy. Anyways, so Shopify, by the way, is a premium platform. You're going to have to pay some money for this. I know, it sucks, but there's no way around it, all right? I'm not going to give you a free option instead of Shopify because they're all none. So it's about $20 a month, but you can get a 14 days free trial. You get 14 days free trial, so that gives you the time to set up your website. It gives you the time to get everything up and running, add your product, even make your first few sales before you commit to paying anything. So yeah, head there and get yourself a free trial. So we're going to be setting up the website here. So what you need to do is, once you're at tunicsight.com/Shopify, just click on get started, sign up. I'm not going to show you how to do that because we've all signed up before, and it's not actually complicated at all. Now you're going to head to a place here called, well, it's actually my Shopify, right? So this is going to be your admin panel. So this is where you get to to set everything up. This is your control panel, everything you do, except of course for fulfilling orders. That's going to be done on AliExpress or whatever drop shipping website you're using. But except for that, all is going to be coming through here. So home is going to be like a snapshot of your sales. Again, we've launched the Shopify website a couple days ago, and we've actually made quite a few sales, but not that much just yet. So we're going to be taking that that store up to hopefully thousands of dollars a day pretty soon. So all of these notifications, things you need to do. For example, double check your tax settings. This is the boring stuff, but they'll let you know. And this is your home is where you're going to get an easy to understand snapshot of everything that's happening on your store. Now I want to head to product here and talk about importing products. I've showed you how to find products. Now it's time to actually import them. Now let's say you find a good product on AliExpress that you want to list on your website. So we're going to go with that wolf mug, as it is an example of a product that is easy to sell, and that's but of course it's pretty expensive. But let's say you're obviously not giving that mug away for free. You're simply just selling it on your website as a standalone product, as an upsell. All right. So here on lot 9, what you can do it the hard way, which is going to be click on add a product, and you're going to it's going to be a long, especially if you have an entire collection to import, right? So you need to type in the title, you need to type in the description, the product type, the vendor, all right? So that would be the brand, the collection, right? So add different things to a collection. For example, a collection could be cool t-shirts, and then you have a bunch of collection of t-shirts in them. So someone on your website would be able to just click on cool t-shirts and see all the cool t-shirts you have. Add images, prices. This is going to take forever, right? And I don't recommend doing that, but you're going to have to do that if you're selling your own products, right? If you create your own product, you're gonna have to do that, right? So all of this is pretty self-explanatory. Inventory, so that's the the units that you still have available that you can sell. The price here, for example, you can put in $9 and compare at a price of $37. And so what's going to happen is the price, the $37 is going to appear, it's going to be crossed out, and it's going to look like a promotion, right? Even though it absolutely might not be a promotion. And by the way, I suggest doing this all the time, and I suggest even buffing it up a bit, right? $97. The more the better. It needs to sound believable. Like you're not gonna sell them out for $4.97, but try to make it look like it's a huge discount every time, right? Every single time. it's only going to boost your conversions, right? I'm trying to say. Now the weight, that's going to determine the shipping price, which we're going to be setting up in a later video. That's going to be the shipping rates per weight of the product. Add variants, and if you have different colors, etc. So again, this is not going to be hard to use, hard to do, but I don't suggest doing that at all, man. What I suggest doing is heading to apps here and heading to Oberlo. It's a free app, so what you can do is you can just click on visit the Shopify App Store. So all these are like plugins for WordPress, basically. You know, that are going to help you run your website and your business better. But frankly, all you have to do is install Oberlo, right? So that's, man, I'm not pronouncing that right, guaranteed. Oberlo, basically. All right, it's free. There's some are paid, but this one's free. And head to products here. I'm in the little tag icon. What you want to do is you want to click on import product by URL or ID. So this is such a lifesaver, the time saver, which is even more important. You're going to be able to import a product from AliExpress, and everything's going to be updated in the product description automatically. You don't have to write to do anything, right? You can change, obviously, because that's name of the product here on AliExpress is mostly based on keywords. It's just basically keyword stuffing, because they know that most people are going to search by those type of keywords on AliExpress. On your Shopify website, you might want to call it something a bit more human than creatively plastic 450 milliliter 3D cool wolf drinking coffee mugs, resin stainless steel lining retro wine tea mug with cartoon pattern. I mean, that's just a bad name. But yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to head to a product page on AliExpress, and you're going to select this ID here. After the name, slash, and then that's the ID. Paste it in here, click on import. Oopsies, no. Product ID, sorry. Click on import. Now it's being imported, head to import list, and there you go. Now, they have, like, you want to change the name, right? So you'll be a cool wolf mug for stock boys, right? Stock fans, whatever. Add a collection or choose a collection. So that would be none of these, but anyways, and then just click on push to shop. And now, if you had to search products, or my product, excuse me, the wolf mug is right there. I don't know why the image is not showing. It should be. It is. And as you can see, it's available, right? So it's going to be on your store. Okay, but that's not it. It's going to be on your store here. And you can, again, change it, edit it at any time. This info. So that's the way I add products, because it's not that I'm lazy, but I'd rather, make the most out of my time. And again, you can change the description too, because that's, mostly keywords here. So yeah, that's how you add products. Now, collections. The way I do it is just, for example, I have jewelry on my website, I have wall art, apparel, and that's it, right? So everything that's jewelry, I just put in one category. But you could do it another way. You could have all of your products that are geared for Game of Thrones fans in one category. That actually would be pretty smart, because then people who like that topic would be able to, head to a list of products, all of which are susceptible to get a sale from them. So it's probably a better way to do it. I happen to think it doesn't matter too much, right? So that's why I'm not putting much effort into it, because there's a lot of things that, require a lot of time with your Shopify website, and that's not one of them, I think. Now, analytics, yeah. Okay, anyways, those are the basics of adding a product. Now, click on your online store here, and that's what we're going to be doing next in the next video. We're going to be I'm not going to change the theme because I don't want to mess it up, but I'm going to show you how you can improve the visual aspect of your website, because that's going to be A+ important. And I'm going to show you how to get ready-made templates that aren't necessarily ugly. I mean, they look good and they're easy to use and all automated, because again, everything's already done for you with Shopify. The only thing you need to focus on that's not done for you is where the money is, which is traffic, right? Getting traffic, getting conversions, finding good product. But the visual aspect on a website, you don't have to put in a lot of work to make it look good. So I'll see you in the next video, show you how to do that. You don't like coding? I don't like it either. Thankfully, Shopify has many features to help you put your website, make your website beautiful without necessarily having to code. And matter of fact, I think it would pretty much be a bad thing to know how to code, because you'd be like, man, I know how to code, I might as well do it myself, and you're just gonna waste a bunch of time doing it that way. So the way you can do it, just head to your online store here. You can see it on the left, and you have a bunch of options. Let's just start with that. First off, preferences. All right, so you're going to want to mess with that later on. Domains. Now this is going to be when you release your store, you're going to want to get, of course, a private domain, like an actual domain name. If you don't, your domain name is going to look like this. It's going to be whatever you call your store.myshopify.com, which is pretty ugly. What's going to happen if you get a domain, boy, come on, is going to your custom domain is going to redirect to your website, which is what you want. Now, click on that, get a domain, and Shopify actually hosts the website for you, so you don't have to worry about hosting fees, but you do have to buy the domain though, right? That makes sense. Now, navigation. This is going to be the setup here to help you with your menus, right? So your footer menu, let me show you in real time what it just basically says. Your footer menu, this is going to be this one. So you're getting privacy, your contact, privacy terms, shipping, refunds. Now Shopify actually has an option for you to instantly generate contact page, terms and conditions page, refunds page. So it's going to be really that easy, right? So they have pre-made templates. This, for example, is a pre-made template. All you have to do is enter the name of your store, which Shopify knows about, of course, and they're going to auto-generate a page like that, because those pages are required by law, for you to actually be able to sell these products. So you need to have these pages, and Shopify knows that most people just can't stand writing stuff like that, or even knowing how to write it. So they've done their small thing and allowed you to generate them with one click. You might want to read them over, but I didn't. Frankly, I didn't. I don't care too much. Now, main menu, that's going to be obviously this menu here, home catalog. Look, we don't have a blog yet. We don't have videos. We don't have this and that. You might want to buff your menu a bit, because it looks a bit weak right now, I will admit, right? Home and catalog, that's a bit minimalistic anyways. But add menu is going to allow you to add or remove pages. It's that simple. Now, pages here, you can create pages, right? So that would be standalone pages with any type of content you want, right? This is just like WordPress. You can create a page with a video, with an article. Obviously products are going to have their page automatically created, so you don't necessarily have to make a new one, but you could make a page, top 10 best, hottest product of 2017, and add a few of your products in there, right? So nothing's stopping you from using your Shopify store as both a blog, a website, an e-commerce profile. I mean, all of those things at once. You can make videos, you can have a link to your YouTube channel, Instagram page, whatever, dude. And blog post also. You can create a blog post. So this, and also, of course, don't forget to add a link in your footer menu, not footer, but main menu, to your blog post. When, for example, create a post, as you can see, it's very similar to WordPress. You can make it visible, hidden, and then just type in your text here, add videos, content, images. I don't have to show you how to do that, frankly, because I think you all know how to upload an image, write a content, add a title. It's just very simple. Now, themes, this is where it gets a bit more, I wouldn't say complicated, but you get more options here, right? You're going to have to make a choice, which is likely to make you freeze a bit. If you click on customize your theme, this is a custom theme, so I am not going to mess with it because I didn't make it. First off, I didn't make it, and if I touch anything, I'm afraid it's gonna blow up, right? It's gonna. Now you can edit code, which I'm never gonna do. Edit languages or watch, check info for the team. But what you do have, oh boy, I clicked on the wrong button again. Now, let's wait for it to load. Now, general settings. This is all that you'll ever need to customize your website. First off, the theme font family. If you change the fonts here, it's going to change on all pages of your website depending on what you select, right? So the button font, you change this, it's going to change all the buttons on your website. Body, so basically all text that's not either a title or a button or in a menu. That's going to be the font for all of the text on your website. Menu font is going to be the text for all menus on your website, right? So not complicated. Colors. You're going to be able to change color codes. Again, they've made this interface so simple that a 5-year-old could do it. So really, the best way to go about this is just open it up and start messing with it. Now, they do have color settings already, like color combinations. So if you're not good with knowing what goes well with other colors, like what colors work well, they have ready-made color combinations, right? So they'll have footers in this color, menus in this color, backgrounds in this color, etc. And it's preset and it's meant to look good. So why not? Header on mobile, header strips, menu, mega menu, notification pop-up. That I would actually go ahead and set it up, because notifications are a really cool way to let people know, even about promotions, right? So if they're visiting another website, you can actually send them push notifications also, which is pretty cool. Social media, that's going to be linking on social media checkout. Check all of these options, get something working, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, so you're going to need to accept payments in order to successfully run your store, manage transactions, make some monies, and yeah, you're going to need to accept payments. Now, you can accept payments in theory with PayPal, but it's shit. Alright, the reason I say that is because first off, the transaction fees have always been huge with PayPal, but also the amount of countries you could sell to is very, very restricted, very limited. So, I've done my fair share of research about this, because I just think that it's worth, spending a few hours to research which payment platform is best, and like to save, even 50 cents per transaction. It's going to add up at some point. So that's what I did. I did my research. Best platform to use that I personally don't even use that much. I had never used it in the past, but it's Stripe. So Stripe, alright, so the place you set it up is you head to settings here. Alright, bottom left, click on payments, and you're going to be able to select from Stripe or PayPal. Right, so you can go ahead and set up both, but needless to say, it's always better to set up with Stripe. Also, if you live in countries that are a bit, for example, countries that are a bit I don't know, man, on blacklists or such, like India or Israel or whatever, you're not going to be able to integrate with PayPal. So that's one of those things, right? You need also to be able to integrate it. And if you live in a country like that, it's just not going to work out. So Stripe is pretty sick. All you have to do is click on add an account, and you're going to need to create a Stripe account, because I'm going to guess most people don't have a Stripe account. I never had a Stripe account until I created one for the purposes of, I hope I remember my password. Dude. Alright, let me try to log into my Stripe account. I hope I can make it to my Stripe account. Oh boy. Alright, so yes, I remembered my password. Cool. So I'm logging in, and we've got some transactions here, as you can see. And what's the way you create that a Stripe account, very simple. First off, you log in. You're going to need to give your info, like social security number. I had to give mine, which is like my national security number here in Belgium. I had to do I had to create different I had to create sub accounts because we're working on both of us on the project. I had to give information about my bank, everything. But as it turns out, there's no real verification, right? You get payments in Stripe, you have to accept them. So you need to click on accept, and then what's going to happen is you're also going to be getting money sent directly to your bank account, right? So you're going to be getting money on on Stripe, and you're going to be getting money sent directly to your bank account. So that's really, really sick. You don't have to do anything, and they pay like, for example, here I'm getting, those are the gross sales that new store. So scheduled to be paid is 111 euros. I'm getting it 16th, 17th, 19th. So as you can see, they don't even make you wait too much, and it's currently the 14th, right? So I'm getting all of that money pretty soon. So that's really what is that's just the way Stripe works. It's really amazing, and it's it's always better. It's always better than PayPal, in my opinion. Welcome back. We're going to be setting up today your free plus shipping offers. So you have multiple options to run your Shopify store, and I'm going to guess you've pretty much made your mind already on what you want to promote, what you want to, how you want to sell it. Look, you can sell products full price. You can only run paid products on your Shopify store. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if you do that, I don't have much to explain to you, right? There's a cost for the product and a cost for shipping. You should probably, give out free shipping. Everyone's giving away free shipping. Now, what I'm going to talk about is the opposite, and that's going to be selling a very, low price product, giving it away. I mean, a cost for you, right? Because you're going to have to buy it in order to send it to your people who get it on your store. Selling it for free on your store, and then after that, just charging people a small amount for shipping. I'm talking about $4.97 in my case. I just think that's like a number that sounds cool, so that's what I do, $4.97. But again, that's up to you. And then on that, you're actually going to make a bit of profit, right? So let's say we sell a product that costs you $2 to acquire. You charge $4.97 for shipping. You do make $2 per sale. It's not much, but what you do get, on the other hand, is the email address of the person who bought from you, which means you can put them in a funnel. You can, you can follow up with them and get them to buy, high ticket stuff later on. So really, you're only making about $2 per sale. But on the other hand, you get a customer, and that customer is worth a bunch of money, because after that, what you're going to do is you're going to be sending them offers, right? Offers for high ticket products, and some of them are going to pick them up, some of them are not going to pick them. But on the end, on average, it should even out to a little profit here. So now what we're going to do is set up the free plus shipping option. So what you want to do is you want to head to settings here and head to shipping. And what's going to happen, I'm just going to open my products to give you a live example at the same time. I'm just going to go with that wolf pendant as always. Wolf, because we sold quite a few of them on the other store that I had, which also was called a lot something. I'm not going to tell you what, but lot something. And what you get to see here is, alright, let's just head to shipping. Alright, so my partner with which I work actually lives in Israel, so he basically has domestic shipping for Israel, and then we have for the rest of the world, which is 240 countries. Now, I want you to click on edit here. Well, it's going to be, in your case, it's going to be add a rate, and you're going to be able to add a rate by weight, and I want you to do this. So what you want to do is you want to set a rate which would be about $4.97. That's a sweet spot that I found, because more than that seems like, you know, people that going to get the offer are going to think that you're actually making a lot of money on the shipping cost. And here it's actually a legit amount, right? $4.97 seems like a legit amount. Now AliExpress most of the time is going to be free shipping, so it's only, you're only going to pay for the, you know, for the price of the product. But anyways, you name it something. You say, you know, anywhere from 0 to 0.1 kilogram or pounds or whatever, really doesn't matter, and you put in $4.97 as the rate. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the product that you want free plus shipping. You're going to set the price to 0, of course, and you're going to set the weight of the product to 0 kilogram, right? So as if the product, or maybe 0.1, right? But something within the range of the domestic, the rest of the world shipping rates that you set up. So what's going to happen is, so when someone buys your your product here, they're going to click on the button, whatever it says, and as you can see, the price is going to be set to 0, of course. Now if you click checkout, that's going to be the shipping rate here, right? So that's obviously a dummy address, and the shipping rate is going to be set to $4.97. So that's what you want, right? You want the product to be 0, and then the shipping to be an amount that covers your cost plus a bit more, right? You still want to make at least a bit of profit on that, and that's just how you set up the entire thing, right? Now, if you're selling paid products, you should do free shipping. All right, so when you actually get your first order, which is a feeling like no other, you're going to need to fulfill it. So it's very simple, actually. It's the most straightforward thing in the world. What you're gonna do is you're just going to find the information about someone that purchased the product. For example, this one. Now I archived, I fulfilled this product a couple hours ago, actually, which I'm stupid. I should have done it on video to show you how to do it, but I have no other orders to fulfill. But basically, it's very simple. What I did was, I got I actually went to AliExpress. I found the product, which in this case is a wolf rune pendant. So let me refine this one. It's this one, alright. And I mean, it's super simple actually. All you do is choose the color. Now you need to choose the same color. In this case, it was gold. I know because it says here gold color, right? So I'm selecting gold. Click on buy now, and you just buy it, right? You just buy it. In this case, it would be $1.99, and you make sure to actually paste this address, right? Not yours. This address. In terms of the email address, you should be putting yours in, so that you get updates, right, about if it's sent or not. And what you can do is you can simply get the information and send it to that person. But the reason I say don't put their email address is because, for example, if I don't know, just if they see that because they're going to be getting a receipt, right, and the receipt is not going to be the same as this. They're going to see that the product has actually free shipping and costs $1.99, and if on your website you said that it usually costs $20, I mean, you're gonna have a bad time with that, so don't do that. Hey, welcome back. This is the section of the course where I'm going to show you how to create ads, whether it's sidebar ads like this one, even though that's a suggested page, it's not really an ad, it's gonna show up as this one, and either that or video ads, where I'm going to show you how to run both. So the first way you do this, of course, if you've never run any ads, if you've never ran any ads, you click on the little arrow here, opens up a drop down, and then you have to create ads. Now I've already created ads in the first place, so I wouldn't really want to click on that. I'd more likely click on I click on manage ads. But anyways, so you're going to be brought to a very simple step-by-step setup of your first ad, and I really like it that way because it's not too confusing and it's actually very easy to just jump right in and create your first ad, which is what really they want to do. They want to make it newbie friendly. So what's your marketing objective? You can either have brand awareness or reach. Now those two are interesting. I see some, some brands running that. But what you want to do, I mean, the only use of ads that I can recommend and that I can teach is to bring traffic and conversions, right? So ads can, of course, be used to, to increase brand awareness, but I've just never done it. The simplest way and most profitable way to run ads is just to run them to a landing page, right? Either, if it's your own, it could be your own or it could be someone else's, doesn't matter. You need to send traffic. So I would go ahead and click on traffic, right? So do that, click on traffic. It's going to bring us to step 2. So you can create a split test. Now what you can do is you can click on that if you have two, for example, two landing pages, right? So what happens is, if you have two slightly different pages, you want to know which one would convert best. And that's a very good idea to do that, is you can click on that and you're going to be asked to put in 2 landing pages instead of 1. And the traffic is going to be, sent 50-50 to the first one. 50% to the first one, so 50% to the second one. So traffic, campaign name. Now you can either name this something that you would easily remember. Let's say that, we're going to want to go with conversions or, leads, opt-ins, brand, right? So whatever your goal is. If you're promoting an affiliate offer, I would suggest calling that the name of the affiliate offer. Click on continue, and now you're going to want to choose where to send the traffic. And I just choose website, app, or messenger. Of course, go with website, unless you have an iPhone app or a Google Play app. Now create new, use saved audience. So if you have a retargeting pixel somewhere on one of your properties, you can click on use the saved audience and choose that specific audience. Or you can click on create new. That's what, that's the choice by default, and just call it something. So location, I'm not going to go with Belgium. So for example, let's say you want to collect leads in the United States and all other, top tier English speaking countries. So let's go with United States. So that would be here, United States, United Kingdom, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and the last one is, of course, Canada. So there you have it, the 5 top English countries, right? So let's go with that, let's roll with that. So as you can see, the potential reach here is 307 million people, which I think is the total amount of Facebook accounts in these countries. That's huge, right? It's way too big to begin with. So we want to make it smaller. So age 18 to 65 plus. Now, again, this is going to depend on the product you're promoting and the info you have about it. Some affiliate offers will tell you who their ideal or who their average customer is. And they're going to tell you this product sells to women aged 25 to 35. So that's already a good indication to put in here in the age range. But we don't have that information here. So I'm just going to go with age 18 to 25. Let's say I'll write a 35. I'm running, let's say, an internet marketing company. I'm selling ebooks, whatever. That would be my crowd. And mostly men. Language is English. This is still going to be about, as you can see, we've dropped to 66 million, which is still extremely big. Now, detailed targeting. Now, you can choose from a bunch of demographics here. Interests, behaviors, categories. I mean, you could select single models, you could select whatever, really. You could go ahead and choose an entire thing, but I'm just going to go with internet marketing. I think that would be a category, internet marketing. There you go. But that's a field of study, right? It's not really an interest. So we're down to just 1,300 people, which is very, very low. So you want to start, adding interests and demographics here. Employers, online advertising. There you go. Let's go with, for example, Ty Lopez. You can put in names of prominent people in that industry. You could say Grant Cardone, though he's more in real estate, but doesn't really matter. So you're going to be building your audience that way by adding interests. For example, if you're promoting a health and fitness product, you could go ahead and find big brands in that niche, put the name in there. You could go ahead and just type in weight loss, fitness, diets, whatever. You're going to be able to quite well target these people that way. Now you could save this audience for later use, but let's not do that. And then let's still select automatic placements. That means that Facebook is going to automatically select placements that will be the most profitable for you. So you definitely want to leave it at that. And now for daily budget, I'm going to leave 20. Again, you can go with higher, but I suggest if you're not sure at first, start with $5, because that's just a good amount, right? To just get started and see what gives. So schedule, run my ad continuously starting today. That's fine. Let's go and continue. So once that's done, you get to select the different style of ads that you want. You can either do scrollable images or videos, single image, single video, slideshow of up to 10 images, or a collection, which is something that's new. I've never tried it. So let's just go with single image, as that is the easiest way to do that. So you can either upload your own images with this recommended file size, so 1200 by 628, or you can use free stock images, and that's really cool. They have a deal with, I think it's Shutterstock, yeah, it is Shutterstock, where you basically can select all of their not all, but any of their images for free for your ads. So that's really, really powerful. So what you can do, for example, if you're promoting affiliate offer product, you could go ahead and say, type in affiliate. You're probably going to find some results. Affiliate marketing, there you go. See, you can select these images and use them for free. And what you can do is you can add a bunch of them, right? So you can say one of them like these, a second one like this, and you can add up to 6 images. And what's going to happen is they're all going to run at the same time, and the software is automatically going to determine which one is the most the one that's getting the most clicks, and with that you're going to be able to focus only on the ad that's making you the most money. So the headline, you could say something like discover how I cracked the code of internet marketing. It's maybe a bit too long. No, it's not too long. And then the text. Now remember, you need to get people to click, so that should be part of your text. So you could say something like, if you want in the internet, I can't type, marketing train, click here and opt in, right? So you want to tell people what they should expect once they click on your ad. So call to action, that's the text here. In this case it would be sign up, because you're asking them to provide you with an email address. So that would be, of course, sign up. Now you want to enter your link, of course, and then once that's done, once you've entered your link, just click on confirm, and that is it for your ad. Your very first ad is going to run on. Hey guys, so here's for a happy video, because if you've made it this far and if you are looking to scale your ads up, then it's a really good news. It means you're actually taking things to the next level. But even if you're not actually looking to scale just yet, you can learn a thing or two about watching this video. So scaling, what does scaling mean? Okay, it means that you have a profitable ad first off, right? You need to scale a profitable ad. It makes no sense to scale an ad that's at a loss, because the only thing you'll be doing is scaling your deficit, right? So you'll be scaling losing money basically, and losing more and more money. So scaling only makes sense when you have an ad that's either breaking even and you're fine with it because you're collecting leads and you know that over time it's going to be profitable, or your ad is already getting you a good return on your investment. So you put, for every dollar you put into YouTube advertising money in ad spend, you're getting $1.10, right? $1.50, $2, $5 even. I mean, I've done it before. So scaling is your step forward, and this is what's so cool with YouTube ads. The scaling is actually extremely easy, right? All you have to do is put more money in, right? That's what you would be assuming. It's actually slightly more complicated than that, but not that complicated. So there are two main ways of scaling, and everything else really either falls into the first one or the second one. So let's get started with the easiest one, and the one that's the most obvious to a lot of people, and that is vertical scaling. So I call it vertical scaling, and that's basically the easiest way to scale. So vertical scaling means investing more in ad spend without changing targeting until you have reached the limit reach. Okay, it's redundant, but from your selected audience. So for example, you're targeting a big group of people. You're targeting, let's say 10 million people in the US with your ads, right? Chances are your ad budget isn't big enough to actually reach all of those millions of people. So really what you're doing is you have a really big audience that's working for you, obviously, because you're getting a positive return on your investment and making profits. But the amount of money you put in is enough to just target a slight fraction of this. So if you know your audience is responding well and making profits, and you have let's say an ad spend of $20 a day, then increasing that without changing the audience, nothing, right? Changing absolutely nothing, but increasing that to $100 a day means that you'll be making 5 times more money. If you're putting in $20 and making $30, if you go up to $100, you'll be making $150 a day in ad spend. So vertical scaling is just basically putting more money in. And it may sound extremely easy, but in the next slide, I'm actually going to give you a couple pieces of advice that I've learned the hard way to make sure that vertical scaling works, because it's very easy. But just in case, we're talking about money here, and with scaling, we're talking about increasing amounts of money. So you really want to do it right, even though it's actually pretty easy to do. All right. So the second scaling is horizontal scaling, and this should be only done after vertical scaling. We will find a new audience by testing new countries, interests, videos, or even language. This is way harder to get right than vertical scaling and can feel like starting over. Let me explain. So let's say you have an audience of about 300,000 people and it's working well. So you scale up, right? You do your vertical scaling, which should be your first reflex if you have a profitable ad. And suddenly you're reaching the entire audience, right? So that's what I used to call ad burn, right? I was running CPA offers. And when you reach that limit where people have either converted on your ad or they've seen it 100 times but they haven't clicked it, it's pretty safe to assume that they're never going to click it, right? So with big audiences, you might never have to do horizontal scaling, but with smaller audiences, you're going to reach that point where everyone has either seen your ad or has ad block or whatever. So, right, so there's like a shortage of people to show your ad to. So what you need to do is you need to expand that audience. So you would be either adding countries. Let's say you have an ad that's targeting the UK, right, United Kingdom, and it's working really, really well. And you're thinking, man, I might as well target Ireland, right? That would be horizontal scaling, right? So you would add a country. You could, if your offer has multiple languages like English and Spanish, that would be adding the Spanish speaking people to the audience and basically doing that. Now, horizontal scaling, I am going to cover in split testing, right? The split testing video would be the exact same process that you would do for horizontal scaling, right? Except instead of split testing videos, etc., you would be split testing countries and trying to increase your audience. You can also create lookalike audiences. I think that's only a term that's used on Facebook, but it's the same idea here, right? So generating audiences based or similar to your audiences. Or it could even be, after a while when you become good at YouTube ads, it could be a totally different audience if you have the right feeling for it. And this is going to be covered in split testing. And I did make a mistake in this slide. I said testing new countries interest videos. Videos is not true, right? You want to increase the audience. Creating new videos by itself is not going to increase the audience. So horizontal scaling is going to be covered in the split testing video, which you probably is going to be placed before this one, right? So the process is the same, trying to find new audiences and hopefully larger audiences, because audiences of millions of people are going to be profitable for a long time to come if you do this right. So, okay, let's go to a couple tips about vertical scaling to make sure that you don't mess it up, because again, there's money at stake here and it can be extremely tempting to just jump from $10 to $100 in ad spend, but this is where you should be a bit careful, right? So the first thing, increase spend over time to ensure you don't end up with a spend you cannot cover. It's pretty easy to assume, especially when talking about money, because when you feel like you could be making millions of dollars, you tend to throw logic out of the window. But let's say you have an ad that's spending $20 a day, excuse me, and making $30, right? So your brain, your reaction here could be that, okay, since I'm getting my money back, I can basically increase indefinitely. But you need to consider a couple of things. First off, Google is going to want to get paid from you either when you reach a certain limit, right? So it could be a couple of days, or every 30 days, right? If you're promoting a hosting affiliate offers, these people usually pay after 70 days, right? So you're going to make technically all of this money, but you just won't have it at the current time. So if you can't cover the ad spend, your ads are going to be paused. It's going to mess you up, mess your campaigns up. If people get refunds, you might realize that the money you're making is actually lower than you expected. So, short of finding offers that all pay instantly, the best way to do things is to increase spend over time, wait for a bit of money to come back in and reinvest that in ad spend, right? So, the last thing I want you to do, even though I've done it myself, would be to just take a credit card and use that to cover the spend until you get paid. It didn't have any, bad repercussions for me, but I think it could for you if, for example, the offer you're promoting suddenly decides not to pay if it's a shady offer. I mean, this is the internet, right? It's the Wild West of everything. So you need to get your ass covered, and that's what I mean with the first tip. Now, the second one, be sure bad keywords or placements have been removed before scaling to avoid YouTube targeting them suddenly. So one thing you'll realize is if you create your campaign and you make it optimized for conversions, right? So you ask YouTube, you ask Google to target in priority keywords that are working for you, right? So that actually, you can actually do that in the AdWords panel. If you increase your spend suddenly, maybe, right, it doesn't happen all the time, but you wouldn't know until it happens, maybe the ads that you're running and the good placements that you have are either targeted by other people and they have a limited availability. And if you have some bad keywords, even some that you may not have noticed, YouTube is going to, so YouTube is obviously going to spend all of the money that you put in, right? If you give $100 spend a day, they're going to do everything they can to spend it. So that means that if they have to place your ads on bad keywords and bad placements just to get your ad spend, they will. So you're suddenly going to have a bad keyword or a bad placement getting a hell of a lot of impressions, and that's just not going to work. So be sure that you have already eliminated all of the bad keywords, or at least the vast majority of them before scaling, so you don't end up losing money. All right, and be sure you only scale ads that have been perfected and that won split test battles. See, again, if you're spending $10 a day, making $13 a day, increasing that, scaling that is already pretty good. I mean, it's a pretty small thing to do, but if you split test videos first and you realize that another version of that video is like doubling your profits, that profit margin, extra profit margin is also going to be doubled when you scale up your ads and with all of that extra ad spend. So it makes sense to take a bit more time to perfect your ad before you scale it, instead of just jumping the gun and scaling it. So that's why split testing